Okay, so I'm sitting in bed and listening to ambient music and planning to watch maybe a couple of movies before I sleep before my next night shift. And I wanted to relay a story about a woman I once spoke to when I was at university. We were on the phone. I don't remember what precipitated our phone call because we weren't friends or anything closer than that. But at one point, she said something that was kind of alarming and flattering at first, and then I realized something about what might have generated this statement. But she said something like, you know, you don't even seem like you're a human being or something like that, you know? Maybe she was insinuating that there's some kind of otherworldly or special quality that I seem to have. And I received this kind of comment more than once from people, and I don't actually think it points to like a substantive special quality I have. I suspect that part of the foundation for this perception has its origins in a kind of cultural conditioning that takes place in the places that I grew up. So a lot of people, when they're kids here, are taught in various ways that we're imperfect, that we're sinful, that we're kind of wretched and maybe wicked and fallen, and the better qualities of our nature are not accessible except through strenuous effort and all kinds of straining and grim and intense labors, okay? But that's very different than one of the premises that I had internalized as a kid, even though I think I was scarred for believing in this uncritically. And it's that our essential nature is not, it's not more bad, it's actually more likely to be good. And if you orient yourself properly in your private time, you will naturally espouse things from a place of loving kindness and compassion. So I had a few opportunities to play the role of some kind of spiritual instructor or something, and I always rejected that because I feel physically disgusted by the sensation of having authority over anyone. My whole body just is repulsed by the experience of control over anyone. But I wanted to submit to you that if you meet someone who seems to strike you as good in a way that is impossible for you to believe, maybe at some point you were conditioned against your better interests to believe in notions about human nature that were fundamentally false and dysfunctional and damaging to you. So, as I get older, I understand that that which is good for human safety and dignity is not monopolized by any one tradition of which I am aware. But you can't really say that in polite company amidst people who are sheltered and not really willing to read books and sink their teeth deeply into materials that would challenge the foundational axioms that uphold their worldviews. So the practical takeaway of this is try to remain conscious of the foundational value judgments and impressions and ideas that form the basis of your worldview and your perception of human nature. And if you do that properly, you'll be receptive to these sort of character strengths and spiritual gifts that people have that may not necessarily be easy for someone of your background to pick up on if you've just been bludgeoned with kind of anti-human propaganda in certain ways. All right, thank you for watching and have a good day, and God bless you. And I apologize for my unkempt appearance. All right.